Everyone, welcome to yet another chapter that we're going to talk about. This is a chapter which we are continuing, chapter number 10 of Tourism 337, the culture and heritage. And today we'll discuss another very popular and important religion. India has this region which is wealth of spirituality, faith, and throughout the country, it's so diverse. It is so powerful. And a preamble says the word secular. We are together as one nation, one people, and our patriotism comes from the fact that we are diverse and yet, as we say, unity in diversity. Today's first religion we will talk about is Sikhism. Now, everybody would know who Guru Nanak is, the founder of the Sikh faith. He was born in Talwandi, now it's in Pakistan, and the word Sikh comes from the word in Sanskrit which means Shishya. Shishya means student. So there are 10 gurus of the Sikh, and Guru Nanak ji, being the first one, and the last one being Guru Gobind Singh ji. And these are, amazing leaders, educators, teachers, and Guru Nanak ji, as we know, he was someone who was well versed with both Sanskrit and Persian. It is said that he had an extraordinary spiritual experience. He traveled across with two people, and look at the beauty of it: a Muslim musician and a Hindu peasant. And as they went preaching the concept through ragas, kirtans, bhajan, which became essentially the entire thing was compiled in the Guru Granth Sahib, or the Adi Granth as we call it. Now, people sit together, as we call it, sangat, together, and they eat together in what is very popular known as langar. I personally feel if you have not sat and eaten at langar, it's one-time experience of a lifetime. Please go eat in a langar, and you'll see the amazing concept of the world's largest kitchen of free lunches that we call it in a gurudwara. Right. So, what are the main concepts of Guru Nanak's concept in Sikhism? Well, there is one God. God is Hari and Govind. That is, God is formless. There is no caste system, no idol worship, and superstition should be condemned. Very interestingly, there are 5 Ks, right? The Khalsa, which means the pure, the origin of order of Sikh Saint Khalsa, has 5 K symbols. What are the K symbols? The Kesh and Kanga. So, Kesh and Kanga are to do with your hairs. Kesh is long hair, Kanga is the comb. Then you wear the Kada. The Kada is the bracelet that you wear on your wrist. And then you've got the Kacha and the Kirpan. Kacha is the garment you wear, and Kirpan is the sword or the dagger. And Sikhs, are fierce even in Canadian army. In Canada, the Sikhs fought for the right to wear a turban, and they were allowed because part of the kesh and also the dagger. So this is so much. I think most of us, just by listening to a lot of concepts, a lot of authorities, a lot of books, sermons, we know about Sikh. The Gurudwara that as we know, it's one of the takht of the Sikhs, the seat of temporal authority, right? And they have the entire 5 takhts across India. The most famous one of them is the Golden Temple in Amritsar. So you can read about all the other Gurudwaras across. Visit a Gurudwara as a part of your lesson. Listen to some of the sermons, some of the preaching, and there's so many of them. And the primary one you will know is the beautiful Golden Temple at Amritsar in Punjab. Moving on from Sikhism, we go to Islam, a religion that originated in Mecca, in the Saudi Arabian region, a monotheistic religion. The first messenger or the last messenger of Islam was Hazrat Muhammad in Mecca in 570 CE. And what is concerned to us in this chapter is how did Islam come to India? So now when the conflict was in Mecca for 13 years, he stayed in his city. Then by the instruction, they did a migration to Medina. For 10 years, Muhammad and his followers lived in Medina, and then was followed by the 4 caliphs, the 4 companions who became leaders after Hazrat Muhammad. And this is Abu Bakr, Umar, Usman, and Ali. There are 5 tenets in Islam. The first of the 5 tenets we're talking about is you have to say the Shahada, which is the preaching, the Kalma. Then you pray 5 times a day. There is a Muazzin, a prayer caller. Then you give alms, which is the Zakat. You fast in the holy month of Ramadan, which is a Saum. And once in a lifetime, for the money, you go and perform Hajj. So these are the 5 pillars of Islam. In India, Islam was bought by the Arab merchants. So the Arabs, when they were doing trading, they worked and they came to India, and this was followed by Turks, right? The Turkish people who did the Delhi Sultanate. So you see the Qutub Minar, all of these are the Sultanate period, Alauddin Khilji and his life. So remember, this is how Islam came. It opened up a new frontier, new culture, and a significant part of Indian Islam also has the Sufi culture. Sufis are people who said that they have, more divine spiritual thoughts. If you look at Rumi's thoughts or the thoughts in the very famous series of, Ertugrul, so these are Ibn Arabi, so these are the Sufis, and they have what we call the Dargah or the Khankas. In Mumbai, there's a very famous Khanka, in Nerul. So these are places more like the word is madrasa. So people would come, they would study, and this is what you need to study about the Khankas and the madrasas. Quickly, there's a question that comes in your exam. What are the famous, dargahs in India? So there's so many of them. I'll give you quickly. There is one called Hazrat Bal. It was in news for wrong reasons with the terrorists attacking it. It is supposed to be a sacred place where the sacred hair of Prophet Muhammad is there. It's in Kashmir. Then there is a very popular one called in Ajmer, Khwaja Gharib Nawaz, as he is called, right? Banda Gharib Nawaz or Banda Nawaz. This is the Dargah of Sheikh Moinuddin Chishti in Ajmer. If you see a lot of autos and all, they will have this KGN written behind. So that is Khwaja Gharib Nawaz. So these are questions, and I'm talking from purely from a perspective of a textbook. And if you look at the dargahs, it's a tourist site, right? That's what the word says. So they are tourist attraction. A lot of people come to Mumbai, and there is a dargah in Mahim in Mumbai, which is a very, very, very popular tourist site. So dargah basically are graves of these peers, of the saints, or the awliyas, the word you use, and there's a word called urs. Urs means the death anniversary. So this is usually celebrated with great fanfare. And this is the dargah of Pir Haji Ali Shah Bukhari in Mahim in Mumbai. So there's some quick pictures. There's another picture that you would see, the Nizamuddin Dargah in Ajmer. And this is a triangle that you go to Jaipur, you travel to Ajmer, and then you go to Delhi or Agra. So these are the popular ones. And well, the list of dargahs, you don't have to remember all of them, but there's an entire list of dargahs across. Next, move on to Christianity, one of the world's largest followings that Christians have, right? And this is again based on the teachings of Jesus Christ, who lived 2000 years ago and born in a city of Nazareth. Today, it is the historic land of Jordan and Israel and Palestine. And Jesus taught man that God is to be loved, he should love, and God is love. Well, it's a very famous, if you look at the painting of Michelangelo, which is Last Supper. So he had 12 disciples. Among them is the doubtful Thomas and Judas. But, he was crucified based on some reports where the Jews crucified him, but he rose from the dead, which is the Easter Sunday. It's a lot of festivals we have. Easter is an integral part of our diversity and culture. Christmas, every single child, child who goes to school is not aware of Christmas and Santa Claus. But what we more important know is Saint Paul and Saint Peter, two of his disciples or apostles, as the word says, went around preaching Christianity, which became the New Testament. How did the Christians come to India? That's exactly what our main concern is. So mainly it is from the work of Saint Thomas. Saint Thomas, he reached out to India in Muziris, which is the western coast of India. So right from Goa, you look at Malabar, the Kerala, entire, and that is why a lot of churches in India are based on St. Thomas Church. So like how you have MG Road, Mahatma Gandhi Road, all of the political decision based on the effort of it. St. Thomas is a very, very popular name in the religion of Christianity, especially in India. So the Portuguese first came, and they still have reminiscence in Goa and Pondicherry. And French is more Pondicherry colony. And it was under the Portuguese Christian mission of Francis Xavier, who came to India, a Jewish priest, and he was the one who spread a lot of Christian faith. So Christianity as a culture, and a couple of Bible is the holy book, Quran is the holy book for the Muslims, as is Adi Granth or Guru, the word that you use is Adi Granth, as Guru Nanak's preachings are mentioned it. And these are the religious books that you have got. Very importantly, again, some of the famous churches is St. Thomas Mount. Remember, St. Thomas is in Chennai. There's a Mount Road in Chennai. There's also one in Mylapore, which is a huge church, the Church of Mylapore Cathedral. And there are ones in Kerala also. There is this very famous church. I've gone to all of these places. Basilica of Born Jesus in Old Goa. It's a World Heritage Site. It is said that St. Francis Xavier, the patron saint of Goa, who died on a sea voyage, his body is still intact, as fresh as it was the day it was buried. It's a miraculous. There are huge throngs of tourists and devotees coming to visit it. There's St. Cathedral in Goa. So these are all the famous churches we can know. In fact, the place I come from, Andaman and Nicobar, that's the only thing I'm just saying. The Presbyterian Church in Ross Island. Ross Island was an island which the Britishers has conquered. And this is all that you need to know in this chapter. Hopefully, grow in your faith and make sure you score well in tourism. Good luck. God bless you.